NFL season is right around the corner, which means the return of NFL Pick'ems exclusively on the Hardcore Sports Network is back. This year, your boy Nicky Steves is going to be the host again. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, starting September 2nd to preview Week 1. Each week on the Pick'ems, we'll have full list of games, special guests, injury reports, debates, predictions, and hot takes for the week. All on NFL Pick'ems, exclusively on the Hardcore Sports Network, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Tuesday throughout the NFL season.
Fasten your seatbelts for the realest Eagles and Sixers YouTuber! One who plays no clickbait and gets to the point! The myth, the legend, Nicky Steves! Come to my channel, you know the deal. Yo, boy, always keeps things real. I'm simply statue think they slate, dropping unrealistic man. 2K takes for the clip. Even though cats like that get views closer to the milli, never hear me preach, slip on to Philly. Avoid you watching the Eagles all the way through to early 22. Authentic talk, forget what others do. Come to my channel, you know the deal. Yo, boy, always keep things real. The 24/7, 365 way. Sports content for the reals that fill the day.
Yep, folks, it's about that time. It's about 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As you see, we're all drenched up. I got the green chain, got the Saquon tee, got the Eagles Super Bowl champs hat. It's about to be NFL season right around the corner, folks. What that means is it's time for some Eagles football. Right now, we got the 53-man roster has been finalized. It was finalized today at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Earlier, you guys that came in on the three-point blitz earlier, you noticed that I went through some of the main roster moves over the past 24 hours, but didn't mention anything about the Eagles. That's because I got an entire show dedicated to talking about the Eagles' 53-man roster. For those of you that have been following me for at least a year, you remember last season what I did throughout NFL season. Throughout the week, I'd have a stream dedicated to the Eagles, and then I'd have a separate stream dedicated to recapping most of the main games, winners and losers for the week outside of the Eagles. I plan on doing something similar this year. The difference being this time around, the NFL weekly recaps are going to mainly be done on the three-point blitz. Especially throughout the NFL season where you don't have a whole lot going in the NBA. I mean, once you get to like October, November, and December, what I'll do with those is I'll talk about like the NFL early on, start a stream recapping the main highlights from the NFL's week, then talk about the NBA a little bit. So for those of you that follow the three-point blitz, that's what you can expect from me. I'm going to stick to three-point blitz is mainly going to be those shows are mostly going to be NFL recaps, then some NBA talk. So you might see some longer three-point blitz episodes than you're accustomed to during the NFL season, particularly once we get to like the holiday season, early NBA season. But then on the flip side, you're going to have separate videos talking about the Eagles, separate streams doing weekly recaps. And then you'll also have, of course, you'll have the weekly Pick'ems, which is going to be Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, starting 7 days from now, September 2nd, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, will be the first episode of NFL Pick'ems for the 2025-26 NFL season. So those are some of the streams to be on the lookout for going between my channel and the Hardcore Sports Network during and throughout the NFL season. Now, with that being said, it's time to have a discussion about the Philadelphia Eagles themselves. The 53-man roster has been finalized. It's been put together. We're going to go through it on the Philadelphia Eagles website. Now, real quick, and for everyone that's coming in, The only issue I'm going to have with this sharing the roster is I try to share the screen with you guys, but I'm doing this on Firefox for the first time. So I switched my main browser from Chrome to Firefox. So what I'm going to try to do is see if I can see what I can do here with you guys. I'm going to try to share a separate tab from Firefox. I haven't had a lot of luck so far. If I can't do it, that's why I put the link to it in the chat. So if you guys want to follow along with the 53-man roster from the Eagles website, you can do so. That being in the event that I'm unable to get this my screen shared with you guys. I'm going to have to figure, I don't think so. I'm going to have to figure out on my own time how to do it with Firefox. But with that being said, I'll read it from the website. Here's the link. You guys can follow along if you want to with the roster. I'm going to go through the roster. Then I'm going to give you my thoughts. So let's just start. So let's kick this bad boy off. So here's the initial 53-man roster. Quarterback, Jalen Hurts, Sam Howell, Tanner McKee. Running back, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Dillon, Will Shipley, Ben Van Sumeren at fullback. Wide receivers, you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson, John Mechie III, and Darius Cooper. Tight end, Dallas Goedert, Grant Calcaterra, and Kylan Granson. The offensive line, we have 11 active. Landon Dickerson, Fred Johnson, who we just reacquired from the Jags. Lane Johnson, of course, Cam Jurgens, Drew Kendall, Jordan Mailata, Matt Pryor, Tyler Steen, Brett Toth, Trevor Keegan, and Cameron Williams. Defensive line, you got Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Gabe Hall, Moro Ogomo, Ty Robinson, Byron Young. Edge rusher, you got Jalex Hunt, Aziz Ujulari, Nolan Smith, Joshua Uche, Ogbo Okanurka, whatever. Oh, I can't pronounce his last name. Sorry, folks. You can roast me in the chat if you want. Linebackers, Zach Bond, Jahide Campbell, Shmuel Mondin, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Defensive backs, we got 9 in the room. Jacorin Bennett, Reed Blankenship, Sidney Brown, Cooper DeJean, Adoree Jackson, Tristan McCullum, Mac McWilliams, Quinyon Mitchell, Andrew Mukubu, Keely Ringo, then specialist kicker Jake Elliott, punter Brandon Mann. So that's our roster. So there's our official 53-man roster. Now I'm going to take a look at the Eagles depth chart via ESPN, which is the most efficient for me to look at. You got the stand ones. You got, so it's Jalen, then of course Saquon. The depth chart's got Will Shipley second, A.J. Dillon third. That might be a typo. Anything else you got? Anything else stands? Of course, Jordan Mailata, left tackle, Landon Dickerson, left guard, Cam Jurgens, Tyler Steen, Lane Johnson. No surprises. You got Nakobe Dean's listed as the starting right inside linebacker, but then he's listed out as of now. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. would take over that spot if Nakobe Dean can't play. Got Adoree Jackson as the right cornerback, getting the start over Keely Ringo expected. Sidney Brown still the starting free safety. Mukubu's behind him as of now. That could be subject to change as the season goes along. You had Aziz Ojulari still made the roster. He's the second wing linebacker behind Nolan Smith Jr. Those are some of the main sets that stand out. Oh, in the left defensive end, Moro Ojomo made the starting role. Byron Young's the second string in that role. There's a few of the pieces that stand out on the depth chart right now. Now, we're going to switch gears in just a moment. I'll give you my thoughts on this 53-man roster. What stood out to me the most? So as I was looking at it, I started thinking, obviously, like quarterback, running back, we kind of knew that was coming. We knew pretty much for the most part. Keely Ringo, I thought he might be on the hot seat, but then yesterday when we made some of our cuts at corner, that's when I ultimately knew yeah, he was going to get, once we made the move yesterday, once we started making move, we waived. Once we started waiving defense, Eli Ricks, Brandon Johnson, that and AJ Woods, that's kind of saw the writing on the wall. And I'm like, yeah, then we know that yeah, we're going to keep Kelee Ringo. Even though he didn't impress me during the preseason, I knew once they made those moves, they were going to keep him. You got Terrace Marshall Jr., he got waived. Obviously, he got injured. He started off hot, looking like he was going to have a spark, but then he got hurt. So that kind of hurt his production. That's part of the reason they brought in John Mechie. You got Nick Caruso in the chat. Thanks for stopping by, Nick. Always appreciate your support on these streams, for rocking with my streams. And you got some of the release. You got Kendall Lamb. You got Parry Nickerson, Avery Williams. You got Charlie Hewlett. Were released yesterday. But those were mostly when I look at the roster. Let's start with my concerns first. Let's get that out of the way. I'm a little bit concerned with the second a little bit, particularly Kelee Ringo. Because I'm looking at that spot. I'm like, Kelee Ringo's number 2 on that roll. That's where you get Kelee Ringo. You got Dory Jackson ahead of him. He's the right cornerback. I'm a little bit concerned about that. While Dory Jackson's a respectable veteran, he doesn't really move the needle for me. Summer Steez is almost over. Hey, I'm kind of out of that mode right now. I mean, technically we got about another month of summer, because technically fall doesn't begin until like the 21st of September or the 22nd. So technically we got about another month, but I'm kind of out of that mode already. I'm here talking football. I'm already in fall mode. Trust me. Even with this last heat wave we got, or a heat wave or two, because, hey, I remember last year around the Jersey Shore, we really didn't start to get cold weather until November. So, so we'll see right there. But, hey, that's just is what it is. And then we got, like I said, you got Kelee Ringo. So you got Kelee Ringo, and you get, but Kelee Ringo, I'm a little bit concerned about Adoree Jackson, then Kelee Ringo. Because Adoree Jackson, while he's a respectable veteran, he's not this needle mover. He's not a top 5 defensive back in the league. He's a respectable veteran, but he's not the main guy. I'm a little bit concerned about him and Kelee Ringo being on that right side of the field, having a matchup potentially against some of the different receivers we're going to be going against, especially week 1. You got CD and George Pickens. I'm a little concerned about Adoree and/or, possibly going against one or both of against one of those guys. That's a little bit of a concern. That could give the Cowboys offense a little bit of a spark against us on that side of the field. On the left side with Quinyon Mitchell, I'm not worried about him. All I'm worried about is injuries. But that right side, it's a little bit concerning, because you're going to have that week 1. Because the Cowboys say we want to say, but they got good receivers. Then we got Kansas City week 2. And you got the Rams week 3. You got the Bucks week 4. I mean, you're going to be going against some potentially tough some tough competition with wide receivers here. And you got Mike Evans. You look at these teams. You got the Rams. You got some top wide receivers. You got some top wide receivers there for the Rams. You got Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua. We're going to have to put Adoree or Kelee against one of those guys. That's going to be a tough matchup right there. I'm a little bit concerned about that as well. So that right side is the one. Then you got Kansas City. You go against either an Xavier Worthy, a Jalen Royals, or someone like that. That could be a tough matchup right there as well. One of those two. Oh, I'm looking at these matchups right here. And as the season goes along, you got teams like the Commanders. You got either Deebo Samuel Sr. or Terry McLaurin that either Adoree or Kelee is going to have to go against. So that is one of my positions of concerns, the point I'm getting at. I feel like Adoree' at this point is the more favorable option, but not the most optimistic option in the world. So I am a little bit concerned about that one right there. I'm a little bit worried. That's potentially one of our Achilles heels and potentially one of our weak points. So we'll see about that one right there. Now, I look at Quinyon Mitchell. I'm not worried at all about Quinyon Mitchell. Only thing I'm worried about is the same as any other player, him getting injured. But as long as we got healthy Quinyon Mitchell, Guantanamo Bay Season 2 is in season, folks. It doesn't matter if it's CeeDee Lamb. Doesn't matter who it is. Xavier Worthy, Puka Nacua, Mike Evans. Bring them on. I don't care. Malik Neighbors, if he's fully healthy when we play them. Romeo Dobbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, whoever we match him up against. Bring it on, folks. Whoever that may be, Terry McLaurin or Deebo Samuel Sr. Bring it on, folks. I'm confident Guantanamo Bay Season 2 is in business with Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, that safety role. Hey, keep them healthy. Let's go. Let's go. I'm not worried about that. The right linebacker side, Nakobe Dean has been kind of the weak point of our defense. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., while he showed out in the preseason, I'm still not fully sold on him as a starter. As much as we love the young man, we loved his dad as a player. At the same time, that backstory of being Trotter Jr. only gets you so far. There comes a point where if Trotter Jr. does end up on the field and he's not excelling well in that right linebacker role, especially if he has to fill in for Nakobe Dean, if you're not playing well, that last name on your jersey isn't going to matter at that point. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. And even Nakobe Dean, if healthy, who was kind of already the weak link, but coming back from an injury, a little bit. I want to see what he does. I'm a little bit on the radar right now, but I'm hoping that Nakobe Dean comes back and proves me wrong. I'm hoping that Adoree' Jackson proves me wrong. Obviously, I want everyone to excel. I want this defense to be just as great, if not better, than last year. But I'm also going to be realistic and point out some of the potential red spots. But outside of that, let's take a look at this defense. You got Jalen Carter back. Great year 2. Zach Baun back. He's found his niche with the Eagles. We're glad he's back. Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell. Let's go. Put your best receivers against them. Let's see what happens. A.J. Brown. He's really shined on his own. He's been the shining diamond of the past game, the past 3 seasons. For those two Super Bowl runs we've had, A.J. Brown, I'm happy he's back. Devontae Smith, great number 2 option. We got him back. Saquon Barkley, back. As long as he stays healthy, let's go. We got Saquon can continue right where he left off last year. Jalen Hurts. He's back. Say what you want to say about the guy, but he may not be the best quarterback in the league, but he started in 2 Super Bowls. He usually saves his best for those big games. I'm confident with him as the guy. Let's go. And you got A.J. Dillon as a number 2 back. Hey, granted, I know he's coming off a major injury, but with him in that number 2 role, hey, I'm confident he can excel in that role, especially in short yardage situations. He's not going to have as much wear and tear on him with Saquon doing most of the work. We can still use him from time to time, and I feel A.J. Dillon can help when needed to. He's the perfect emergency situation running back. So I'm confident with that. If, God forbid, the Madden curse strikes Saquon, which I hope it doesn't, A.J. Dillon could be a solid emergency running backs guy. I'm confident with that. This offensive line, hey, we're bringing Cam Jurgens back. You got Lane Johnson coming back one more go. Jordan Mailata one more go. Landon Dickerson. Hey, he should be fully healthy in time for the regular season. I'm cool with it. I love that. We got most of our main pieces from last year back. Now, we do have a few holes, like I said, in the secondary at right linebacker, but for the most part, we got most of our pieces back. And now, it's just a matter of time of seeing how this plays out. Now, I thought personally he should have gone maybe for an Asante Samuel Jr. to fill that one void at defensive back, but apparently that's not going to happen. Now we just got to see what Adoree Keely Ringo can do when they step on the field. Sidney Brown, then you got Andrew Makuba behind him at free safety. I'm more optimistic about Makuba's odds. Now we just got to wait and see what he does when he steps on the field, see what he does with his playing time. So overall, I'm looking at this roster. I'm confident in this roster. I feel like we got a strong roster. We're the defending Super Bowl champs. We got most of our key pieces back. So I'm hyped about it. But we still got to step on the field and get it done. Because we know sometimes stranger things happen in football. Sometimes you come in as the Super Bowl champs. You might get a little overzealous. May have got caught up a little bit too much in the partying, enjoying the status as the defending Super Bowl champions heading into the season. Sometimes teams come into the season a little confident, a little too hyped from partying during the offseason, and it can get to them. So the point being is hype alone does not guarantee a repeat, does not guarantee the same level of success. So we still got to actually go out on the field and get it done. I'm confident? Yeah, absolutely. As Eagles fans should be confident. But we still got to actually get out on the field and make sure we get the job done. So to me now, look, the talking's over. We got one more week. Let's take our time, get through this week, keep the players on the field, make sure the players stay away from the buffets, stay away from the partying. You had all off season to do that. You had all off season to play Fortnite and Madden or Fall Guys. Now it's time to get, you had all off season to have fun with your families. Now it's time to get back on the field, take care of business. Let's bring that third Lombardi to Philly. And really, that's all I got for you guys for this one. It's mostly just an overview of the roster. But you know what? I'll talk before we get into it, though. Actually, let's do one more thing. Let's go through the schedule. Let's talk about predictions, what I could see happening. Real quickly, we're going to go over schedule, give some projected predictions. See, so we start the Cowboys, then week 2, the Super Bowl rematch with KC. Play the Rams week 3. Buccaneers in Tampa week 4. That's usually always a tough matchup, especially down in Florida. They kind of have our number down there. Eagles, Broncos, start October in Philly. Then we get the Giants on the road October 9th. Vikings the 19th. Got the Giants rematch to 26 at home. We play the Giants 2 out of 3 games. Then we get the Packers. We have our bye week before the Packers. So we come back off that. We got to travel to Lambeau. Then we got the Eagles versus the Lions to follow that up. And that, that's a primetime game. Then we got 2 back-to-back prime times. First the Packers, then the Lions. That's a marquee game. Got the Cowboys. The rematch in November around the holidays. Then we got November 28th, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What day is that? Is that a Friday? Let me check my calendar real quick. Oh, yeah, that's a Friday. That's going to be special game. Yeah. So we got a Friday special the day after Thanksgiving. Then we got the Chargers at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time on Monday night at home. Or actually on the road at SoFi. Then we come back, we play the Raiders at home. Then we play the Commanders right before Christmas. Then after Christmas, we play Buffalo in Buffalo, and we close that at home against the Commanders. So we got 2 out of 3 against the Commanders the final 3 weeks. 2 out of 3 against the Giants in October at that midpoint of the season. And in between those 2 Commanders games, we also got the Bills. Then you got the Chargers on December 8th. Chargers could be a tough team, but their offensive line injury concerns could put their season in jeopardy. Chargers are a hit-or-miss team based on injuries. We just got to wait and see how that pans out. But I'm looking at the schedule, and I'm thinking to myself, this is likely, at worst-case scenario, 10-11 win season. Best-case scenario, 12 or 13 win season. We got to wait and see how this goes down. But do I have us winning enough games to make the playoffs? Absolutely. just a matter of whether we stay healthy, how our opponents do. Are we going to play our opponents at full strength? Are our opponents going to be at less than full strength? Are we going to be less at full strength? All these obvious factors are going to come into play. Like I said, as of now, I think I got us potentially worse, 10, 11 wins at best, 12 to 13. Either way, we making the playoffs or winning the division. That's how I see it. If you guys want to comment in the chat, let me know what you think most likely is the case based on our schedule. Please do so. I'll be more than happy to read what you think. If you're just coming in from the Nikki Stees side, we got a poll up on there asking how well you feel about the final roster, specifically what's your letter grade for it. And that's, we'll take a look at the poll, see what's going on there. Give me 1 second. But yeah, we're starting to rock with the chat right now. I was thinking about calling this, but since you guys are in the chat, I might keep this going a little bit longer. So if you want me to keep this stream going longer, please leave some comments in the chat. I can interact with you guys, and we can keep this stream going. If that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. That being said, that'll be an indication right there of whether or not I should keep this thing going or not. Let's see. We're up to 9 right now. So, hey, if you guys come in the chat, want to hear more of what I say, let me know. So on the channel, we got 1 vote. See, a lot of you guys are on my side of the channel. We got the poll asking, what do you think? What's your letter grade for the final roster? If you're in the chat, please vote on the poll. Let's get those votes up. I want to know from the people what y'all think. So we'll give it about another minute. Looks like we're not really getting much from the chat right now. So if that's the case, not really getting much from the chat. We're going to end this bad boy in a minute because I covered up on all the main things I wanted to cover up on. So it looks like that's going to be the case. That is the case, guys. Thanks for joining the stream, though. I appreciate it. If you haven't done so, make sure to drop a like to help push it out in the algorithm. And that being said, guys, I appreciate your support. If you came in, watched the whole stream, or if you did it for part of the stream, whatever the case is, if you came in, stopped by for the stream for part or all of it, I appreciate your support because you guys are the main reason I get to do this thing, why I'm here doing my thing live. 3-point blitz. Going to be doing the pick'ems starting next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we do roundtable discussions, picking all the NFL matchups, winners and losers for the weeks, and all the other content I do from the YouTube shorts. Thank you guys for your support, because without you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. You guys make this thing worth doing. So again, as always, thanks for your support. So I'm about to end this thing. That being said, have a great rest of your day, y'all. It's your boy, Nikki Stees, signing off. Fly, Eagles, fly. Preseason's over. We got the roster set. Let's go. Let's do this, man. See how this team does. Let's get these W's. That's all I got. So that's all I'm going to say for now. So until next time, y'all, it's your boy, Nikki Stees, signing off. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's repeat as Super Bowl champs and take care of business. I'll catch y'all later.